Hey everyone, I'm Terry Smith with Sideshow, and you're watching ToyQuest101.
My name is Ileana. This is my phone, Miguel.
And you heard it right. We have the man, the myth, the legend, the god of posing from Sideshow, Terry Smith. I'm so excited to have you on for a number of reasons. But before we start, we want to remind everybody to subscribe to ToyQuest101. And don't forget to hit that notifications bell so you don't miss any toy reviews, statue unboxings, or any celebrity guests that might pop up on our show. Terry, thank you so much for being on the show.
Dude, it's my immense pleasure, actually. I was really thrilled that you asked.
Oh man, I'm so excited, but I want to share something with you and with the audience. Some of you might already know prior to getting to this interview, but it has to do something with you and Sideshow. So for those who don't know, ToyQuest101 started because Ileana was watching YouTube with me, and we were watching our favorite show. That show, which I've never really said, was How to Be a Poser with Terry Smith. And that is a show that we watched together way before ToyQuest101 came to existence. And when we watched it, I popped the question to Ileana about being on YouTube. And of course, she said she couldn't do it because she had autism. And from there, we made this show. But it's really all because you inspired us to be doing what we do today. And Sideshow has too, of course, with all the great shows that they have, Spectacular and whatnot. We actually won our first six scale figure from Spectacular. I'll show you guys. The video's up on my YouTube channel, actually. We sold our soul for this guy.
I know that guy. Yeah, he and I go way back.
Yep. And I was chosen to read Green Eggs and Ham in Wolverine cosplay, in Wolverine, in my Wolverine voice. And it made it to Sideshow's website, and it was just great because we just had started the show. We had a figure to do on the show, and of course it was a 6 scale figure, which made all the sense full circle because of you, Terry. So something I wanted to share. I mean, a lot of people know the story, but didn't know what show we were particularly watching, and the show we loved the most until this day, and all the new ones that you do, was How to Be a Poser. So thank you for that. Really
Thank you for sharing. I mean, you've actually told me that story before, but I'm still just as humbled by it as I was the first time you told me. It's the feeling that generates is kind of beyond belief. I'm very, very happy. I'm glad to have had some small part to play in the creation of this channel, because it's a great channel. It's so uplifting and so positive, and there's just not enough of that in the world in general. And I'm glad you guys are here. You're a real asset to the community.
Thank you so much, Terry.
Oh, you're so welcome, girl. You're so welcome.
So yeah, definitely true story. So now everybody knows the whole entire story with all the details. So thank you. But enough of that. Let's get started with the interview. We're excited for that, and we got a lot on the show to do. So let's start with letting our viewers get to know you a little bit better if they don't already know. And tell us about yourself, how you got into collecting, how it all started, and the role you play in Sideshow.
Wow, that's a lot. But I think I can get it all. There's a hair hanging from my microphone. Let me get rid of that. It's a pretty long fairy tale, but I'll try to condense it as much as I can. I'll give you the Cliff's Notes version. Way back around the time the Lord of the Rings movies were becoming a thing. And I think this was after the Two Towers, probably right around the time that Return of the King dropped. I found out about Weta and Sideshow's collaboration with Weta, and I started picking up those 6 scale statues. You would think that I'd be able to say 6 scale without tripping over my tongue, and yet I do it all the time. But they had these 6 scale statues that they were releasing at the time that I thought were just glorious, and I was a big fan of Lord of the Rings, so I just started picking up so many of those. And after doing that for a couple of years, I bought a ticket to SDCC. I was already a pretty active member of the Sideshow Freaks forums, and by the time I got to SDCC, several people from Sideshow already knew who I was. So I became acquainted with them. The next year I went back, they interviewed me for something, and the guys that did the interview, after hearing that I was a journalist and a photographer, they asked me if I wanted to come work for their IP department. And that's how I got my foot in the door at Sideshow, just working on intellectual properties. Like, I didn't actually have a long active role with Court of the Dead, but it was right around the time that was starting to become a thing. And then that evolved into a role. Just at some point, somebody realized they saw me posing 6-scale figures, or they saw photographs that I was doing with 6-scale figures. And when that opportunity with IP ended, I picked up a role just working with the 6-scale department and working with photography, styling the figures for photography. And that eventually evolved into me getting my own studio and photographing full-time for Sideshow for, God, how long was I there? I think I was there full-time for about 4 years. Yeah. So that's pretty much how I got to where I am. While I was there full-time, I'd already started doing things with the multimedia department, reading voiceovers and such. And eventually somebody saw a blog that I did on one of those blogging sites online. And one of the titles of one of the blogs that I wrote was How to Be a Poser. And they took that title and said, why don't we do a show like this? And I was like, yeah, why not? And well, here we are. Fast forward to
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. And I know a lot about you and of course the show and stuff, but I didn't know that's how it started. I also know obviously you're a man of many trades, which we're going to get into later on in the show as well. I'm excited about that because we have a few segments down the line, but that's a pretty cool story, and I'm glad that happened the way it did, because not only for me, some of my friends that I've developed around the years on YouTube that have other shows always talk about Terry. They do, their posing wars and stuff like that. Collective Weekly, which is one of my friends and the shows that I watch do it. And you inspire a lot of people, man. You're one of the top. I even put a poll up on YouTube on who's your. I hated to do that because there's several people at Sideshow that I love as well.
Sure.
But obviously Terry got the crown in that one. I'm not gonna say who else was on that poll, but yeah, man, you inspire a lot of people, and I'm glad Sideshow did that in the way they did, because it makes all sense, and it's quite amazing and entertaining, right, for us, especially during the pandemic, man. I mean, it was great to have something to kind of fall back on and watch from home and enjoy ourselves. So pretty cool. Eliana, why don't you ask your question, because there's a follow-up to that.
Okay.
What is it about 6-scale figures you love so much?
I'm glad you asked that. Because the thing that drew me to 6-scale, I'm going to be honest, when I was a statue collector exclusively with the Lord of the Rings stuff, that's when Sideshow started releasing the Star Wars 6-scale figures. I'd already seen their horror, the Universal Monsters line, and I think that was also the time they were trying to do Lord of the Rings as well. I don't remember, but initially I just kind of dismissed it. I was just like, they're dolls, it's glorified Barbie dolls. But something, I can't remember what it was exactly or what figure it was that finally drew me in, but I bought one of the Star Wars figures. And as soon as I got it home and got it on my desk and started playing with it, and I realized what they were capable of, I was like, yeah, okay, this is something that I could marry to my photography and just tell my own stories. And I thought about it, and I thought about 6-scale figures, posable figures in general, whether it's 6-scale, quarter scale, or whatever, and comparing them with statues, which are great. It's the statues that I have in my collection, and you can see behind me that I've got a lot. In fact, there's way more statues on display in this room than 6-scale figures. But the thing that struck me was that whereas when you look at a statue, you're seeing the finalized vision of a group of artists who've worked in collaboration to bring you a work of art into your home. And that's where it stops. You get it, you get that statue, you open it up, and you put it on a shelf, and it's done. But when you get a 6-scale figure, then you get to have the final say in the collaborative process. They've given you all this raw material to work with and delivered it to your door. And then at that point, you get to decide what story that piece tells. And it's not even done then, because when you get tired of that story, you can tell another one and another one and another one with every subsequent pose. So that's really what grew into a passion for 6-scale and figure posing in general.
Listen, and that's so true, because when we used to watch, we used to think, man, multiple people could have this same figure, but they're all going to look different in their display. And exactly. I think that's amazing, right? And we have a couple 6-scale figures that we've done and stuff, and we quite enjoyed it. So speaking of that, speaking of posing and how you can pose it, when posing your hot toy figures or 6-scale figures, do you seek inspiration from the movie or comic, or do you prefer to get something from the imagination, something custom?
Yes.
Probably a little bit of everything, right?
All of the above, yeah. But I think it depends on the purpose of the pose. I mean, sometimes when I'm posing for pleasure. That's gonna be the name of my autobiography, my memoir. Posing for pleasure. But I think that like if I'm doing it for professional purposes, like if somebody, like I just wrapped up a figure for another client outside of Sideshow, doing a photo shoot for them, and I wound up having to delve into source material. So I'd have to go into the TV show that character was related to, and just do screen grabs, search Google, and look for inspiration. Whereas if it's something that I'm familiar with and I'm doing it for fun, then because of my long and storied history reading comic books and watching the movies that are attached to these figures, I've got a pretty good database of stuff in my head that I can draw from. Usually by the time a figure shows up at my door, I've got an idea of what I want it to look like.
That's pretty funny. The same thing with us. When we get our figures or 6-scale figures, I'm already thinking in my head, man, how am I going to pose it? What's going to look the coolest? Where am I going to like, depending on the display that I have? So I think that's pretty awesome that you said that. Another question, Diana, go ahead.
Who do you admire or watch in the 6-scale posing?
Ooh, so who does Terry Smith watch when he wants to look for inspiration when it comes to 6-scale figures?
I really don't. And here's why. I don't want to be accused of copying, and I always want to go into something with full knowledge that I'm going to do my own thing. So I don't watch a lot of videos. I've watched some by some people, sure, but it's really just scattered around. I don't do it fairly frequently or regularly. Now, what I do look at is Instagram. And I do visit very frequently the 6-scale posers group on Facebook, and I've become kind of casually acquainted with a lot of the guys that hang out there. So insofar as that's concerned, I actually made a list. In case I forgot anybody, I just wanted to give shout outs to people that I think are really, really good at this. They've really taken, I really feel like they've taken the helm, and I think some of them, Kim Young-bum from Korea, I'm just like, I hate that guy. He has to stop being so good. Every time I see one of his photos, I'm just like, damn it, But yeah, it's he's really, really good. And then there's of course Don Mark Mendoza. His stuff is really, really strong. Kevin Kim and Owen Choi are also both really good. I want to see. I think Kevin Kim is the one who frequently does 2 figures at once. He'll have 2 figures interacting, and I think he's unmatched in that. The past few times that he's done that in that forum or group, Facebook group, it's unparalleled. It's just really strong. Every line from one character leads into another. He's really got it dialed. And then of course there's one guy, Michael. I don't even know how to pronounce his last name, Berube. But the storytelling that he does with his photography is on point. Keep an eye on that guy because he's really going to be something special if he keeps it up.
That's awesome. I'm sure they'll appreciate that. We'll make sure to tag him if we can. That's pretty awesome, though. Yeah, I love it. Love it. All right. So let's get into some fun questions here. So as a collector, do you remember as a kid the one toy or figure that you really wanted? Make you think on that one.
I can only say one.
Oh, you can say a couple if you want. It's all good.
Yeah, the snow speeder, the Kenner snow speeder.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a big deal for me. I really, really wanted that, and of course the Millennium Falcon. I never got a Millennium Falcon either. But fortunately, Hasbro recently released the Black Series snow speeder about 2 years ago. I guess it's been now.
Yeah, I think it's been 2. Yeah.
But I got one of those. I made a video of it. It's up on my channel. You can actually see the childlike glee in my face when I'm unboxing it.
That's awesome.
You can watch me turn from like a 50-year-old man into a 12-year-old in like that. It just happened so quick. And that happens pretty much every time I open a box. I've got over here, I've got the off camera, I've got the Mandalorian, the Razor Crest from the Mandalorian. I still haven't opened it yet. It's been here for over a week. Waiting for that moment and to have some freedom in the studio so that I can do it for everybody to see. But
yeah, we got to do a video on that. I want to see that one. That's awesome.
Right, that's right.
All right, Ileana, I want you to ask your question.
What is the figure that got away?
The figure that got away. The great white buffalo of Terry Smith. The one that, man, I should have gotten but got away, or I couldn't get it for some reason. Which one's that?
I'm thinking, does any figure ever really truly get away? You always have the option to buy it, even if you're paying a little bit too much.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but are we talking about 6 scale, or are we talking about like any collectible?
Any collectible.
Oh, then yeah, it's got to be that Psylocke premium format from Sideshow.
Ooh, the Sideshow one. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, Psylocke premium format is on my top 5 collectibles that I have to acquire before I quit collecting. It's definitely on point right there. That's the one I would definitely refer to as the one that got away.
Ooh.
Before that, it would have been the Thanos maquette, Thanos on Throne maquette.
Yeah.
But I've got one of those now, so that's okay. We're good. We're all good now.
Psylocke. All right. Very nice.
Right here. Hey, Thanos.
All right. What is your favorite piece currently in your collection?
That's the other thing, is that that's going to change. If you ask me again tomorrow, then I would have to tell you something else. But right now, gotta be in this room, right? Looking around, I'm going to have to go with the Thanos on Throne maquette.
That is a very popular one too. I mean, the art, everything, like his portrait, just everything screamed Thanos at you, right? So
they really nailed it. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you there, but yeah, they really nailed it. I came upon one. I wasn't planning on getting one as soon as I did. I knew that it was also one of those that's on my top 5 before I can quit collecting. I have to acquire it, and I was going to wait a few months, if not a couple years, and sure enough, there's an opportunity came for me to get one that was autographed by Jim Starlin, George Perez, and Joe Rubenstein, the creative team behind the Infinity Gauntlet.
What? And that the one you have now is what?
Yeah, it's autographed by all 3.
That is epic. That is awesome.
I know. Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason. That's awesome. Oh man. All right, cool.
Credit card took a big hit on that one, but okay.
That's okay. It's all worth it at the end.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, Ileana, I want you to ask your question.
What is the most valuable piece in your collection?
So the most valuable piece in your collection.
Valuable in terms of emotional value, or valuable in terms of cha-ching?
Whichever one matters to you most. So whether it's the money one or whether it's valuable at heart, whichever one. Or you could say both, it doesn't matter. But I know that's hard to think of. And these are questions people ask me sometimes, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. I think if for monetary, it's a toss-up. I have a Spider-Man premium format figure, the OG Spider-Man premium format figure from Sideshow, the Negative Zone version. And and it's fairly unique because it was given to me as a gift by a friend of mine who was I don't want to drop any names here or anything like that, but he was Sideshow Brass. He had held an officer position, like VP at Sideshow, and he gave it to me as a gift. So that has both monetary and emotional value, I guess, that you could say.
And that one stands up today to the statues that like you see. It has like, it looks good still, you know?
Yeah, it really
coming out now. Yeah. All right.
Apart from that, I think if you were gonna go for emotion, I did a video basically the top 10 collectibles that were given to me as gifts.
Oh, I seen that.
So so I could probably just pick another one from there if I could. It would be the Yoda and Clone Trooper 6 scale, or not 6 scale, I'm sorry, premium format figure from Sideshow, which I think, and I've talked to the friend who gave this to me as a gift, and we both share the same opinion that when we first saw that, you could tell that that's where Sideshow shifted. They went to another level. In fact, it's almost like they skipped 2 levels to get to the level that premium format was at. So because my friend gave me that out of his personal collection, and I think that it's probably worth a bit of coin too. That's yeah. But
Yeah,
just straight up dollar value, just straight up dollar value. I just remember that I have, and it's not out of the box right now. It's down in the basement. But I have the EFX Collectibles X-Wing, the Red 5 X-Wing signature edition. So it's autographed by Mark Hamill. And that's, yeah, I don't have a place for it yet. I'm trying to figure out what's going to do it.
Better be behind glass and oh my goodness.
Right? Yeah.
Mark Hamill. All right, wow, that's a good one. That's a little tidbit. A lot of people might not know. That's awesome.
It's a good collectible. It's really on point. It's studio scale, so it's a replica of the shooting model that they used in the first film.
Oh.
And you can see it. I mean, you look at it from a particular angle, like from behind, and you can just see that thing moving around with Darth Vader, like you're from the point of view of Darth Vader, and you're like looking at Luke's X-Wing dodging back and forth. It looks so realistic with the lights on, and it's sweet.
Are we going to see some photography for that one?
I've never photographed it.
Oh,
I've never photographed it. I've had it since I bought it in 2011.
Oh,
I've had it forever.
Yeah, we need you to use your little photography skills to the test with that one. That sounds like a dope piece.
I'm sure I'll have an opportunity to get it on the table in the near future. Yeah, that's a little spoiler alert there for you. So.
Nice. All right. What is your Mount Rushmore of figures or statue, owned or not? So what are the 4 best statues or figures in your opinion? Whether you own them or not.
Wow. Well, I really am a big fan, and again, this is strictly my opinion. I'm not an authority on this kind of stuff. So all that I can do is just say these are the statues that I really, really love. One that got away, and I just thought of this, and I probably should have thought of it earlier when you were asking me which one got away, and I said Siolek, and that still holds true. But years ago, Sideshow did a maquette of Galactus with an option to either display the Silver Surfer or binary with the piece. It's massive. It was huge, and I almost had one, and somebody sniped me and got it out from under me. That's my biggest long-term collecting regret, that I've never been able to acquire, because the cost on it right now is just way too over a mountain that's too tall for me to climb. A financial mountain, if you will. So that's one. Another one I think that they did a great job on is the Neytiri maquette. Years ago they did this, and I think it was actually starting to ship right about the time that I started to work for Sideshow. But it's a quarter scale Neytiri from Avatar, and I've got it in here. It's in my living room. It's on a pedestal in the corner, displayed by itself. It's just that magnificent that it deserves to be displayed alone. That Hulkbuster by Hot Toys, quite an achievement.
Oh yeah. That's a
Hulkbuster.
Yep. Yeah. That is a good one.
That's pretty magnificent. And wow, I've already knocked 3 out of the way.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah. So now it's like, oh my God, don't make me choose. Well, you've been choosing, dude. Come on. Okay. Well, I think that I'm just going to go ahead and say that I'm looking up at it right now. And maybe because I'm looking at it, it's got a bit of an edge over the others. But I really, really like that latest Silver Surfer maquette from Sideshow. It's a glory.
You have the exclusive?
I do. Yeah. Yeah, with Frankie Ray hanging out, lit up. Yeah. It's right there. And again, if you ask me again in an hour, then I'll probably give you a completely different set of answers. And I'm sure there's probably people out there right now. Well, he only picked one 6 scale thing. I'm not defined by my 6 scale stuff. I mean, yeah, that's what I'm known for, I guess. But I've been a collector of statues longer than I've been a collector of 6 scale.
That's awesome. Those are good answers, though. I love them all. I can't disagree with not one of them. So that's pretty cool. I like it. All right, Eliana, I want you to ask your question.
If you had a chance to play a superhero or a villain in any movie or show, what would it be and why?
Or a cameo. I'll make it a little easier. Or a cameo in any show. So you can either play a role or a cameo in any show. What would it be?
In any show? Okay.
Or show, movie, doesn't matter.
Dude, I would love to do a cameo on The Mandalorian or any of the latest crop of Star Wars stuff. Any one of them. But if you were to flash to comic books, when I first thought you were talking about like comic book movies or something like that, and I was just like, well, obviously I could do Deathstroke. It would have to be like,
yes, oh my God, yes.
It would have to be like the overweight in-game Thor version of Deathstroke. Yeah, but yeah, something like that would be cool. Or
Deathstroke was what I had in mind for you. I was like, man, I hope he says Deathstroke.
Did you? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And somebody recently called me out. I was in a parking lot at a store, and I got out of my car, and somebody called out something about me looking like The Witcher. So that was
oh yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah,
that's a good one. All right.
That role's locked down, man. Nobody's gonna do better than that guy. He's just on point.
Yeah, good. I like Deathstroke though. I think that's a spot on one. So, all right. So speaking of pop culture shows headlining just TV and movies everywhere, obviously we had The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, and Peacemaker. Is there a show that stood out to you this year the best? Like, which one has been your favorite? And I know that's hard because a couple of them have been good. It doesn't even have to be this year, just the newest ones, I guess.
Yeah. I've really enjoyed Peacemaker.
I did too.
I'm gonna say this right now. I watched the Suicide Squad movie and loved it. And when they immediately announced a Peacemaker show, I was just like, I doubt it. I totally doubt it. I'll be the first one. James Gunn, if you're watching this show, and why wouldn't you watch this show, James Gunn? I doubted you, and I don't know why, because James Gunn has never let me down with anything that he's done. The first thing I saw by him, obviously, was Slither, and I've always enjoyed everything that he's done. I think he's a brilliant filmmaker. I should never have doubted him. Sure enough, he brought it together and gave us a real classic in the Peacemaker television show.
He did. You know, it's funny. I thought you were going to say because of John Cena, because my doubts were with John Cena, but John Cena has proven time and time again that he's just getting better and better. And I like his comedic role too. When he does his, movies that are more comedic, which is a lot of them, but he did a really good job. And that intro, what about the intro for Peacemaker?
It's the only intro that I don't skip.
Exactly, us too.
I have never ever skipped that intro, not once. Even on a rewatch, I've still watched the intro.
Yeah, no, the whole show was great. I can't wait to see what else happens when new stuff comes out for the Peacemaker, right? So really cool.
But season 2.
Yeah, for sure. Oh God. All right. So let's get to one of our favorite segments of the show, and we have guests come on, and that's challenging them to either their talents or playing a game. But in this case, we're doing two things, and we're gonna do one of the things that Terry does best, and he's a big Star Wars fan. So what we're gonna do first is gonna throw out some scenes from Star Wars, from A New Hope, right? And we're gonna challenge Terry to quote a line from that scene or near that scene to see how really good you are. All right?
Ooh, wow. Okay. All right. I haven't done this in a while. The last time I did this was in 1999. So let's see how it goes.
All right, let's go. So I'm gonna pull up the first one here.
Okay. All right. Can I get a second to think about this one?
Yeah. Or you could pass and I can move on to another one. It's up to you.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna rise to the challenge, my friend. I'm gonna rise to the challenge. But that's a tough one.
It's a popular line.
Yes, it is. Oh, well, I was gonna recite the whole scene. You just want me to do a line?
Oh, I mean, if you want to do the whole scene, I mean, listen, if you're that good, let's hear it, man. All right, let's hear it.
Okay, all right. Well, obviously, the line that you're referring to is, "I find your lack of faith disturbing," which, yeah, you wanted that one.
Yes.
But it starts. It's the guys are having a conversation about the rebels and about the Death Star and about the plans and everything, and oh God, no. Okay, I'm gonna have to pass on that one. I know that I would jumble it up. I would be all over the map. But Tarkin walks in and he's just said, "The Imperial Senate will no longer be a concern for us. I've just received word that the Emperor has dissolved the Council permanently. How will the Emperor maintain control without the bureaucracy? The regional governors will be given direct control of their territories. And let's see what happens next. I don't know. It goes on from there, but I'm flubbing it. I'm flubbing it. Sorry.
That was spot on, though. That was spot on. And that Darth Vader, though, that sounded good, right? Oh man. All right. Listen, I asked for a line, and you quoted me the whole thing. That's pretty good.
I could have gone on, but I would have screwed it up.
Nah, you're doing good. You're doing good. All right, ready? Here's the second one. Ready?
Governor Tarkin, I should have expected to find you holding Vader's leash. I recognized your foul stench when I was brought on board. Charming to the last. You don't know how hard I found it signing the order to terminate your life. I'm surprised you had the courage to do it yourself. Take the responsibility yourself. Princess Leia, before your execution, and then it goes on to talk about. I could just go on, but we don't have all day with the show. Yeah.
What? Oh my photographic memory, man! Oh my goodness!
Oh, I wish, my friend. I wish.
Oh my gosh! Oh man, that was pretty good. All right, and it's funny because I'm thinking of one line, and you're just giving me the whole thing. It's amazing. I love it. All right. Here we go. Here's another one.
Okay. Oh. I can't do the R2D2 thing properly, obviously.
Okay.
But, I mean, I guess I could use my phone. I've got several recordings of R2D2 on my phone for ringtones, like 6 or 7 of them. Yeah, but all right. They're walking. He's walking down the hallway, and R2's doing his thing. And, hey, you're not permitted in there. It's restricted. Don't you call me a mindless philosopher, you overweight blob of grease. Now get out of there before somebody sees you. How did I do? Yeah.
That's pretty good, right? Yeah. Yo, you sound like them too. That's pretty good. How many times have you seen this movie?
I stopped counting in high school at 242 something.
Really?
Yeah. My parents, there was nothing to do. I grew up in a small coal town in central Illinois, and we didn't have cable because it wasn't in that town yet. This is in the 80s, and we still didn't have any cable whatsoever. But my parents bought that old school video disc player, not the laser disc like the giant CDs, but the video disc that came in a cartridge. You'd have to slide the cartridge into the player, and when you pulled the cartridge out, the disc stayed in, and then you have to do it again to pull it back out. And of course, the first thing they bought was Star Wars, and legitimately every day when I came home from school, I would sit down and watch Star Wars.
What? Oh my goodness, man! All right, okay, all right. Here we go. This is a little hard one because it's just. I think this is right before he starts to fight Obi-Wan, I believe.
Yes, that's definitely it. Mm-hmm. Trying to figure out how to do this. I've been waiting for you, Obi-Wan. We meet again at last. The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but a learner. Now I am the master. Only a master of evil, Darth. What's that? Did I get it?
Yeah, you nailed it, right?
Yeah.
You sounded just like. Yo, I'm like truly mind blown right now, man.
I'm really gonna let you down on the next challenge after this. I can tell, but okay.
No. All right.
Yeah, keep them coming.
Good. All right, I only got a couple left, so here's one here. Ready?
Ooh. I'm gonna take a sip. Okay. All right. Okay. Mos Eisley Spaceport. You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. You must be cautious.
That's good. That is good. That's it. All right. Okay. All right. This is one of my favorite. You can't mess this one up.
Okay. All right.
This is one of my favorite.
No pressure. No pressure.
No pressure. No pressure.
Oh, how did I know you were going to pick this one? Okay. I do not do a good Harrison Ford impression, so I'm just going to recite. Okay. Han Solo, Captain of the Millennium Falcon. Chewie here tells me you're looking for passage to the Alderaan system. Yes, if it's a fast ship. Fast ship? You've never heard of the Millennium Falcon? Should I have? It's the ship that made the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs. I've outrun Imperial starships, not the local bulk cruisers, mind you. I'm talking about the big Carillion types. She's fast enough for you, old man. What's the cargo? Only passengers, myself, the boy, 2 droids, and no questions asked. That's the real trick, isn't it? It's going to cost you something extra. 10,000, all in advance. 10,000? We can almost get our own ship for that. But who's going to fly it, kid? You? You bet I could. I'm not such a bad pilot myself. We won't see her listen to this. We can give you 2,000 now, plus 15 when you reach Alderaan. When we reach Alderaan, sorry. 17, huh? All right, you guys got yourselves a ship. That's a good place to end it. I could go on, but
Oh, that's great. That's freaking great. You nailed that one. This was my favorite interaction of the movie. That's awesome.
it's a great scene, dude. It's a great scene. It's got everything. It's got sci-fi. It's got that yeah, it's got everything.
I love it. All right, so 2 more, and they're kind of around the same time, but let's.
In fact, I could actually start with a laugh. I know what line you're looking for, so I guess I'll start around there. Hokey religions and ancient weapons are no match for a good blaster your side, kid. You don't believe in the Force, do you? Kid, I've flown from one side of this galaxy to the other. I've seen a lot of strange stuff, but I've never seen anything to make me believe there's one all-powerful force controlling everything. I suggest you try it again, Luke. This time, let go of your conscious self and act on instinct. Well, with the blast shield down, I can't even see. How am I supposed to fight? That's probably a good enough place to stop.
That's good. That's good.
I got your line. That's all I
Yeah, you got my line. That's good. All right, cool. It's funny because I'm looking at him too and I see it. That's awesome. All right, last one. Another.
Oh. Okay. God, I'm gonna screw this up. Okay. What a piece of junk! She'll make 0.5 past light speed. She may not look like much, but she's got it where it counts, kid. But we're a little rushed, so if you'll just get on board. Yeah, that's it. I think that's it, right?
Yeah. All right, cool.
Did I get that?
Awesome.
Right.
Good job. Love it.
Thank you.
I think you nailed it. I think you nailed it. So
Thank you.
that's cool because I think everybody's gonna love that. I don't think they've ever done or seen you do something like that. So I think that's pretty cool.
I don't think I've ever done it outside of the. Like I said, the last time that I did it, aside from like doing it at parties,
You did it at parties?
wonder why I don't get it. Yeah, well, at like 1 or 2 parties. But you wonder why I don't get invited to parties more often. But there was a night that when we camped out, some friends and I camped out for tickets to see episode 1 in 1999. And that was one of the ways that I kept people in line entertained.
Yeah, that's a good way. All right. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I like it. I like it. All right. So the last segment of the show
Uh-oh.
is something that I am going to enjoy because, like I said before, Terry is a man of so many trades, right? He's got the photography, he's got the show, he's got the hair, he's got the looks, he's got everything. He just does so many things. He rides bikes, he loves nature. I mean, you name it, the guy does it, right? But there's always something in the background every time I see him, and it's that guitar that's sitting there just waiting to get played. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go straight Cobra Kai with an 80s rock guitar riff challenge, and we're gonna put Terry's skills to the test on the guitar, and we're gonna go with 4. All right, we're gonna name 4 different 80s rock songs, popular ones, and we're gonna challenge you to do any guitar riff that you like. How does that sound?
All right. Let's do it. Okay, hit me. What do you got?
All right, so we got Terry and his guitar. He is in place. So we're gonna start with the number 1 song that we have on our list. It's "You've Got Another Thing Coming" from Judas Priest.
Okay, I've got to say something about this song really quick before we go any further. But, there's 2 guitar parts to this song. There's 2 guitar players for Judas Priest, Glenn Tipton and KK Downing, and each one of them is playing a different part of the riff. So it's really meant to be played by 2 guitarists at the same time. So in order to make this work, I'm going to have to play both parts at the same time, and they're on opposite ends of the fretboard. There's obviously you hear this like the driving rhythm in the background, rhythm guitar. Right, so that's one guy's riff, and then the other one is just like the stuff at the upper end, and it's just. So those are two parts. So I've got to really work my thumb into it to make it all work at the same time. So.
Oh, let's go. That was really good. That was really good. All right. Somebody's been practicing. Man, I cannot stump you today, man. I thought these challenges were going to be hard. All right. Okay. All right. Second one. Tie Your Mother Down by Queen.
Oh, you want me to do Queen, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yo, let's go. Yo. All right. Now I'm waiting for somebody to watch this and be like, hey, we want to hire you to do the covers for these.
You're way too kind.
All right. Ready? Let's go with the third one. And they're getting a little harder as we go on. So let's start with Kickstart My Heart by the Motley Crue.
Oh, that's a fast one, man. That's a fast one. That's a hard picker for me. All right, but I do know how to play it, and I'm just going to go ahead and tell you why.
Okay.
I learned how to play this song because of a girl.
Ooh, okay.
Girl I had the biggest crush on in high school, and she shared with me at some point that "Kickstart My Heart" was her favorite song. So over time I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna learn how to play this song.
Wait, follow up. Does she know you? Like, is she still like in touch with you and stuff?
No, not really. I mean, we know how to get a hold of each other, but we just haven't had the opportunity or inclination. So.
Ooh, what if she watches this? Oh my goodness! All right,
I think she's off the market, my friend.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how guitar players, like rock guys, do it. I don't know how they do it with the hair in their face all the time.
Yeah, they start like headbanging and stuff. I know, it's crazy.
I've never done this part before, so I'm just going to do, for the first time live ever in front of anybody, I'm doing this whole thing. Something like that, but you get the meaning.
That was the best one, though. I like that one. All right.
I love that.
Good.
Great song.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man. All right, so it's gonna be the hardest one and the last one to wrap up the show. All right, and it's "Kiss of Death."
All right, I'm gonna butcher this.
You got it.
But I know how to play it. It's George Lynch, man. I mean, George Lynch of Dokken. I mean, it's in his Dokken days, he was untouchable. I mean, seriously, the stuff that he made happen on that album was just okay. All right, wish me luck, everyone. And if you don't hear from me again, you'll know why, because I was killed by the kiss of death. This is hard. This is a really hard song for me. Okay.
Oh, that was good. That was good. That was good. Dude, that is awesome. Dude, that was, man, you got challenged and you delivered, bro. That was awesome. Man, and they were hard too. They weren't like easy ones, really. That was pretty good, man.
Did you see the way my hand was shaking? I was so
Yeah, I
nervous
saw
playing that last one. I was like, oh no.
Your hands are gonna be sore now because of us. Oh my goodness. Dude, that was pretty good, bro. You were talented as all heck, man. That's awesome, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. Listen, that was so cool because we got to see a side of you that we don't always see, right? And that's always something neat that we try to do here on the show. So thank you for accepting both challenges, especially that last one, because that last one was not easy at all. So thank you. And that's a first here on ToyQuest101. Usually we play games and do some more other challenges, but that probably has to be the best challenge that we've had on the show. So thank you for that. Really.
I just want to go ahead and say that I have not played a guitar in front of anybody since 1992 before this. So this is my first time playing live in front of people since I quit playing in 1992 until like 4 years ago. I picked up a guitar again, and yeah. So
well, now you're gonna have 70 million views on our YouTube channel, watching, and 150 subscribers, or 150,000 subscribers.
Thanks for the opportunity. I mean, it was fun.
Dude, that was awesome, though. Thank you for that. Right, that was cool, man. That was fun. So thank you for entertaining us and all our viewers, our 150K, right, of them. So
nice.
So before we wrap up the show, again, Terry, it's been an honor to have you on the show. You've been amazing. Again, you inspired us to be who we are today. And obviously you inspire a lot of our viewers. You're one of our favorites, obviously. So thank you. Do you want to tell everybody where they could find you social media wise or on Sideshow, things like that?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, you can find me on Sideshow's channel, obviously, with the 3 shows. How to Be a Poser, Strike a Pose, and also I also do reviews for them as well under the moniker of Toys Will Be Toys. But then I'm also on there with Guy Klender for Unsealed and Revealed. And on top of that, I also have my own YouTube channel. Just do a search for Terry Smith Toys, and it's just my name, Terry Smith. And Instagram, Terry Smith Shot This, and that's about it.
Yeah, we'll have all the links in the bio of the video, so everybody can go ahead and subscribe and follow, obviously, because that's what we do, right? We're already following. So again, one of the guys who inspire the show all the time. And Yana, why don't you tell everybody where they can find us?
You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok.
And don't forget to subscribe to ToyQuest101. Thank you guys. I appreciate it, Terry, once again. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks very much, everyone.